Alright, and we're back. Welcome back to You Can Linux. Okay, so today we're taking a look at Solus, and it's another one of those ones where they didn't show me the boot menu before booting into the live CD. Let's see if we can upsize this this resolution. Displays, yeah, there we go, displays. So yeah, Solus. Okay. 1920 by 1080. Apply. Yeah. Sometimes it does that, and sometimes it doesn't. You know, where it just goes right into the OS without showing me the boot screen. But that's okay. So yeah. So this looks a lot like the GNOME Control Center. Okay, so let's back up. Okay, so Solus is our first rolling release. What is a rolling release? That means well, my good friend, that means you install it once and it keeps updating forever. Or until they stop updating it, I guess. I don't know. So Solus isn't actually based on anything else. So, you know, you have like the root distributions like Debian and Fedora, and then other distributions sort of base themselves off that. For example, in the Debian world, you have, of course, Ubuntu, which really surpassed Debian in popularity. And then, of course, Linux Mint is based on Ubuntu. And Linux, and the Mint team also has Linux Mint Debian Edition, which is just based directly off of Debian, you know, cutting out the Ubuntu middleman. But Solus is based on nothing. It's its own distro. So why am I covering it today? Because I wanted to feature the Budgie desktop environment. So one of the things I've been trying to do for this whole series is I've been trying to cover every major desktop environment. So yeah, and I've been trying to get that done before the end of support for Windows 11, which will happen next week. So I believe we will be just in time on this. I think this is the last one I'm going to cover like as a major desktop environment. And I mean, I know Unity isn't exactly... We covered Unity already. That isn't exactly a major desktop environment. Yeah, while I'm yapping, why don't I hit install system? Okay. Okay. This is Solus 4.7 Endurance. Like I said, this is a rolling release. 4.7 refers to the installer, not the... Well, it's complicated. Okay. Yes, I am in the New York time zone. English US is correct. Yes. No. Okay. Erase disk. Okay. What am I doing? Gotta get on top of my game here. Yeah, so this will delete all data present. Yes, we want to nuke and pave. Please pave over that fucking Commodore OS. Alright, my name is... Well, my name's not Stan Stockfoot, but the name of the user we're going to be making is Stan Stockfoot. I'm just going to leave that as Stan. And, name the computer, Stockfoot. And make a password. Next, all very standard stuff. You've seen this installer before. I mentioned it's called the, all for fuck's sakes. I mentioned it's called the Calamares installer. Here I am wondering why it won't go forward. Typo. Okay, install. Oh, hey, a little QR code you can scan to visit their forum. Okay. Discuss.solus. I believe that's IRC. Oh, I tried clicking the link and it just advanced to the next slide. But yeah, here we have the slideshow. Getsol.us/blog if you want news on Solus. getsol.us is the URL you go to if you're interested in trying out Solus. But yeah, no, I actually have a pretty long and storied history with this distro. Okay, so way back when I started on Ubuntu Mate, and then I did mainline Ubuntu, which at that time was Ubuntu Unity. And this is like in the 16.04 era. And then something happened with that, and I was like, man, Ubuntu has failed me for the last time. I'm doing something else. So I tried Linux Mint, and it worked okay. I wasn't much for it. But then I tried Solus, and Solus worked really well on that particular laptop I had at the time, and I really loved it. You know, I called it my forever distro, but you should never call anything your forever distro. The Linux landscape is always changing. You know, right now I'm on Fedora, and I'm going to be on Fedora for the foreseeable future, but Red Hat was bought out by IBM many years ago, and they have begun to kind of encroach on Red Hat's server offerings. If you've ever heard of that CentOS debacle, then you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, no. I used Solus until I got a new laptop, and there was actually it's the laptop I'm recording on now. You know, not the one Solus is running on. That's running on a mini PC. And the recording is happening on my laptop. So the laptop. Oh shit. Okay. I was yapping off it. This is the new thumb drive. That new thumb drive works fucking wonders. I'm just going to keep using that. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and restart while I keep yapping. So anyway, what? Okay. All right. I think it's, yeah, let's just unplug that thumb drive so we don't get back into the live CD. Okay. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. So, I got this laptop, and it had an NVIDIA graphics card in it, and I think y'all know where this is going. So, I installed it, and it worked fine, and then I installed the proprietary drivers, and they worked fine, except they weren't working fine, they weren't even loaded, and then when I restarted the laptop, it was not fine. Oh, shit. Login screen's up. It was not fine at all. Okay, let's see here. Oh, security updates are available. Okay, let's open the Software Center real quick. At the time, I really loved this Software Center, by the way. Let me, hold on. What was it gonna do? Displays. The ADHD is a hell of a drug. Except it's kind of the opposite of a drug. It's a hell of a thing that needs drugs. Let's see here. 1920 by 1080. Apply! Yes! Keep this configuration. Alright. Yeah. And what made the issue with this particular laptop here worse was it wasn't just an NVIDIA card. It used what's called NVIDIA Prime for power saving and switching and all that, and it just was a mess. So I had to fucking I switched back to regular old Ubuntu, and that worked pretty well. So I just you know, and at that time it 18.04 had come out, and I so it was back on the GNOME desktop. It was on the GNOME 3 series. And I used Ubuntu from 18.04 past 20.04, and then when 22.04 came out, they started announcing things that just kind of, I was like, I don't really like the direction this is going in. So I tried Fedora, because Fedora came out around the same time. Fedora and Ubuntu have similar release schedules. They both release in April and October, and that's actually to follow the release schedule of GNOME, the GNOME Foundation's release schedule of the GNOME desktop. But they release every April and October, like clockwork. So that April, I believe that was Fedora 38, I think. So, or no, it might have been 36. It's been a while. Well, regardless, I switched over and I haven't really looked back. I've still had problems with Fedora. Don't get me wrong. You're going to have problems no matter what you go with, right? Even if you stick with Windows, you're going to have hella problems. Yeah, no. But yeah, computing is not perfect at all. Eventually, you're going to start having problems with your operating system, no matter what you do. So, yeah, what am I doing? Okay. We're not going to touch that because that's an Ethernet chip. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Solus and I have a long and storied history. Actually, I was part of a Solus Discord community. And I want to be clear on this, okay? The original founder of that community, he posted about it on the forum and everything, right? So I got there, and eventually he was like, hey, I can't really do this anymore. Do you want this Discord? And I was like, sure, I'll try and keep running it. And I wasn't a very good admin, and it kind of died off. And that really sucked. That's one of the reasons I won't fucking do a Discord server for this YouTube channel, because I tried it before, did not work out. Okay, so the way that ended is somebody else was like, hey, I want to I want to go ahead and give this a try. You know, because like before that, I was thinking, maybe I should just delete the damn server. And and the problem with that was, like, people just kept coming in. I'm like, where are all these people coming from? So it turned out, when you searched Solus Discord on Google, the first result was that server. So people kept coming in. I was like, wait, I can't delete the server if people keep coming in. And then somebody else, like I said, somebody else was like, hey, why don't I take over? I was like, oh, thank fuck, yes, please take it. And then that person advertised on the Solus forums, and I'm a little reluctant to tell this story, actually. I just want to say, before I go any further, this is all water under the bridge. I hold no ill will towards Solus or anybody who works on it. I definitely don't think this was a good thing. But please keep in mind, this happened pre-COVID, right? Like, and I wasn't even running Solus anymore. After, between me taking over the server and me handing the server over, I had already bought this laptop and decided to go back to Ubuntu, right? So this person advertised on the Solus forum that, you know, hey, we're getting this back up. And what they did was they banned that person. And when that person asked, hey, why did you just ban me? They said in no uncertain terms that they did not want a Discord community, even if it was unofficial. And, you know, being blunt and saying, hey, we don't want this, please do not do this, you know, we do not endorse this, you know, that's fine and all, but, like, you know, you first you banned that person, and then you said that we were raping you. I think that's a bit much, okay? And I'm not going to say who said that, right? I'm not going to say who said that, not going to name names. And again, it's all water under the bridge, and I do hope that they have gotten better at their moderation recently. Although, unfortunately, this distro can be a little hard-headed, a little stubborn, you know, a little hard-headed about things. I remember when GNOME started using libhandy for things, they were like, okay, we're dropping GNOME, we're switching Budgie from GTK to Qt. Remember, GTK and Qt, you don't really have to, like, remember this is not super important. Just sometimes GTK apps will look a little weird on a Qt desktop like KDE or LXQt, and sometimes Qt apps will look a little funny on GTK-based desktops like, you know, GNOME and XFCE and, you know, and currently Budgie, because apparently they haven't done that switch yet. And I think that was announced a long ass time ago. And again, all this drama happened like pre-COVID, so a long ass time ago, which is why I say water under the bridge. Okay. And, like, you know, the people behind Solus, you know, it's not like they're evil monsters. I remember once I added on Twitter Joshua Strobel, who was the community manager, and then he kind of took over the whole distro. He took over the whole distro after Ike Doherty left. And that's a whole nother fucking story right there. This is just Linux story time now. I'm sorry. So, yeah, if you wanna skip the Linux story time, skip over to where I start doing things. Skip over to where you see the software center move. So anyway, what happened with that Discord was the new person was just like, okay, I guess we're just going to delete this because I don't know what else to do with it. And I was like, okay, I was going to delete it anyway. But yeah, but no, like, the people with Solus aren't evil monsters. Like, I remember while I was still using Solus, I messaged Joshua Strobel, again, community manager. I don't know what he's doing now with Solus, but I was like, hey, this software I'm using, I believe it was Trackma, has a couple of new versions, like the one in the Solus repos is a couple versions behind. And I was like, hey, you know, where can I request an update? And he was like, okay, you know, I've added this to my TTRPG or TTRTS, no, TTRSS. I don't know what TTRSS is. I know what RSS is. I don't know what TTRSS is. He said, I've added to my TTRSS feed and updated it in the repository. It'll be included in the next rollout of updates, and it'll be updated forevermore. So I was like, oh, cool. So that was a really cool thing they did, you know, back in the day. I don't think they're on Twitter anymore, which, good. I know they're on Mastodon, and I'm pretty sure they're also on I think they might also be on Blue Sky. But, yeah, but just to give an example, I started with the libhandy story and I didn't finish it. But just to give an example of their hard-headedness, you know, GNOME started using libhandy, and that's when they started trying to move Budgie over to Qt, and they're like, you know, we're just going to drop GNOME as a desktop. And they, and the thing is, the reason they did that is because, you know, GNOME was like, okay, we're going to make libhandy dependency. Libhandy is supposedly to make programs scale on, like, phone screens, right? Well, that was originally what it was for. But here's the thing. here's the thing. libhandy isn't just for phones. It handles scaling on everything. So I think they were kind of making a mountain out of molehill there. You know, their stance is, we are not server, we are not mobile, we are desktop only. And that's all well and good. You know, I think it's great that there's a desktop that only focuses on, or there's a OS that only focuses on the desktop. You know, a Linux distribution that only focuses on the desktop. But sometimes components can do more than one thing, you know? Yeah, and it even follows the Unix philosophy, believe it or not. The Unix philosophy is, of course, do one thing and do it well. Well, libhandy handles scaling. And from what I've heard, it does that pretty well, or at least better than the original way they did things. But yeah, long and storied history with Solus and me. Alright, so let's check out what we got while we're installing updates. Okay. Alright, we're not going to touch the advanced network configuration shit. Well, let's go to accessories. We got Budgie screenshot. Let's see here. Let's try to bring that up. Budgie screenshot. Where's the screenshot? Where's the print screen button? I don't have a print screen button on my fucking keyboard. This is ridiculous. I didn't realize that. This is an old-ass Microsoft keyboard. It's so old, I have to have a PS2 to USB adapter to use it. And keep in mind that's IBM PS2, not the Sony PS2. There's a calculator. Is this just the GNOME calculator? So this is the Raven desktop. It's the flagship desktop of Budgie. And that's why I wanted to cover Solus with this. You can get Solus with XFCE. Currently, you can get it with GNOME. I believe you can also get it with KDE now. You can get it with actually, why don't I just go to the fucking website? Okay, go away. Getsol.us. Okay, go away. And if we go over to download here, yeah, we have the Solus Budgie. Yes, Solus GNOME is still available, but that will be phased out eventually. Plasma. Okay, this is the KDE one, because remember, KDE Plasma. And then, okay, so XFCE is a beta. They used to have Mate as an option, which... So, I read why they phased out Mate and are trying to switch to XFCE. So, the reason they're doing that is Mate development is apparently, like, slowing down, and it's not getting as much, updated. Which is real fucking funny considering they replaced it with XFCE. And if you know XFCE's development cycle, you know it goes at a fucking glacial pace. There was a point in time where XFCE had gone without an update for years. For years. People thought it was a dead project. And then all of a sudden it came out with a new version. And everyone was like, oh my god, I thought you were dead! People in the open source world thought they saw a fucking ghost. But, yeah, no, like... so that's really sad that the Mate project is, kind of dying off, it seems, according to the Solus project. I don't know how much of that is like, exaggerated or, like, whatever. So, yeah. How are we on the updates? Okay. So as you can see right now, this is kind of a Windows style layout. We can change that, but I want to go through applications first while this is doing that. So yeah, this is all kind of standard stuff. I think Nemo is the Linux Mint rather than the GNOME file manager. Yeah, a lot of people don't like what GNOME does because, oh, there we go. Let's do about. Okay, it doesn't say. Let's just look that up. Something else that, yeah, it is from Linux Mint. So Linux Mint basically just forked, Nemo from, Nautilus, which is the GNOME file manager. Of course, if you actually use GNOME, it'll just be called Files when you mouse over it. Okay, software is up to date. Cool. But yeah, let's finish this up. LibreOffice, so it comes with the LibreOffice suite. Firefox web browser and Thunderbird for email, that's pretty standard. Office, you got a calendar app. Is this just the GNOME calendar app? Yeah, looks like it. It'll be funny to see all the new KDE apps that they include with the new KDE flagship. Or not the KDE flagship, but the new Budgie Qt version. Celluloid. That's a video player, and I believe that is the current GNOME video player. Used to be an app called Celluloid. And then, of course, Rhythmbox is the music player. Again, standard stuff. And system tools. Okay. Not a whole lot comes with this, and honestly, I kind of like that. Let's start with the Budgie Control Center. Again, this is basically just the GNOME Control Center. Okay, we can switch the backgrounds. Oh, this is a pretty cool wallpaper. Look at that. It's beautiful. Roman Colosseum. Really nice pictures in here. I believe that's Saturn. Something a little more abstract. I believe this might be the River Shannon. So when Solus originally used to be, a traditional release separate versions kind of distro, and then they switched to rolling release, and their code name for the rolling release was Shannon. And it was that for the longest time. I'm not sure if that's still the case or not. But yeah, it was named after the River Shannon in Ireland, because remember, this is an Irish distribution. Ike Doherty, the founder of the project, was Irish. And remind me to get into some more stuff about this towards the end here. I think I used to use this as the background for a while. Yeah. You can use the chalk drawing. Okay. I'm not going to go through all of these. Oh, that's a nice picture. Yeah, a lot of these have been here for years. I recognize some of them. This is probably somewhere in Ireland as well. I should note, Linux Mint is also an Irish distribution. Clem Lefevre, the founder of that one, is also Irish. Okay. I remember there was an interview with Ike where he said that if Solus disappeared and he had to use another distro, what would he use? And his answer was he'd go back to Slackware, just as a middle finger to the rest of the world, because it does what he needs it to do, and he doesn't care. It's just like, yeah, funny guy that. Okay, you know what? I was gonna wait to say this, but now that I'm thinking about it, I want to say it. So shortly after I stopped using Solus, and shortly after the Discord got deleted, Ike had some issues, or no, that was what? No, this was while was still using it. Okay, this is while I was still using it. Ike started being very unresponsive, and he, wasn't responding to emails, and people were like, "Oh my god, did he die?" like, "Oh my god, where is he? We can't find Ike." And like, he had all the stuff. He had all the passwords and stuff to all the server infrastructure and all the development infrastructure, and it's like, "Oh my god, what are we going to do?" So they so the Solus team like tried to like figure out what they were going to do, and then finally Ike got back to them and was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Here's literally everything. Here's all the passwords. Here's all the accounts. Here's all the infrastructure. Please take it. I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore right now." What happened was he had become a father, and I don't blame him for stepping away from the Solus project for that. So, yeah, so for a while there, it was good again, and then I think Joshua Strobel took over after that, and he was the lead for a while, and then after the Discord got deleted, he had to step down from that role, and I think he was just the community manager for a while, and he handed off to somebody, I can't even remember their name, and honestly, given what I'm about to tell you, I probably shouldn't name them, but basically, this person, I don't want to like disparage them too much, because this was also, I think, pre-COVID, or no, maybe this started pre-COVID, and then afterwards, it came to a head. And I think like towards the end of the lockdowns and the major phase of the pandemic, they kind of had to finally do something about this. But basically, the person who had it, updates were getting slower and slower and slower, and I think the blog post about this said that person had to like go to their university where they worked to like do things with the Solus project, to like update the infrastructure and like actually run things, and that was not good. And then I think COVID happened, and I think finally they had to say, "Okay, we're gonna have to do something about this." And then so finally somebody took the project back. I think Josh Strobel might have come back and took the project back, project lead role back temporarily, and then assigned it to, and then like passed it on to somebody else later. And then, and so then finally, it was getting updates again, because for a while there, it wasn't getting any updates at all, and people were like, "Okay, we gotta drop this. This is ridiculous. We're using an OS with no security updates and no word on what's going to happen with it." So a lot of people had to jump ship, and I don't blame them for that. But yeah, and then a while after that, I heard that Ike Doherty had actually started a different project. Let's see if I can remember the name. Let me see here. Serpent OS, Ike. Okay, so Ike Doherty had founded the Serpent OS project. Okay, so it did rebrand as Aaron OS. So he founded the Serpent OS project. Oh no. Ah, fuck you, spam. Okay. So he had founded the Serpent OS project, and which apparently has rebranded as Aaron OS. But he founded the Serpent OS project, and then there was some news that said that the Serpent OS and yeah, here's the update. Yeah, you can see that between that there had been like 2 years between the most recently release up to that point, and Joshua Strobel posting about them having to restructure, basically. Yeah, on premises at the Rochester Institute of Technology. Yeah, only accessible and physically serviceable by one individual. Okay. 3 months of service downtime, Jesus Christ. Yeah, everything was down. Okay. Movements. Okay, they tried to move the infrastructure off that, and were not successful. Okay, here it is. Okay, so the Serpent OS project reached out to offer hosting of the website. Okay, and they declined. Okay. And mitigation of the apparent bus factor of 1. If you don't know what the bus factor is, that's basically how many people need to get hit by a bus for a project to die. Okay, so like if your bus factor is 1, that's pretty bad. It just takes one guy getting hit by a bus for the whole thing to collapse. Okay. So yeah, this is basically them just trying to get their shit together after some bad decisions. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That having your infrastructure all in one place, in one university, accessible by one individual, that's a bad choice. And I don't know what led to that. But you know, it really shouldn't have come to that. Especially after Ike Doherty left the first time. Like, okay. So yeah, this is where they're okay. So for the foreseeable future, they're just updating the OS to make it, you know, make it safe to use and installable on more recent hardware. Let's see here. So yeah, this is a bunch of stuff they're going to try and do. And so Solus 5, and I may revisit this after Solus 5 comes out, but right now it's all the old stuff. They're still using EO package and stuff. So yeah, they're basically like, we would basically have to like start over before we could redo everything. But yeah, they're going to rebase onto Serpent OS, which is now Aaron OS, which is a container-based distribution. So Solus will no longer be an original distro, but if that's what's best for the project, that's what's best for the project. And you know, Aaron OS isn't based on anything either, I do believe. But yeah, so it may be in the future that, because Solus was like a darling of the Linux community back in the day, and I installed it basically when it was really gaining traction. I was either in the middle of that curve, or I was like right before it, like on the rise. Okay, so yeah, it was a really good system back then, and maybe someday it'll be a really amazing system again. You know, maybe so. You know, I do wish them the best. Okay. So yeah, let's get into some customization. All right, let's see if I can remember how to do this. The funny thing is, once Solus 5 comes out, this will probably be all like really different. Because again, they're trying to rebase this desktop onto Qt rather than GDK. Okay, so we have notifications here and widgets here. Oh, that reminds me. Can I? Okay. There we go. Oh no. What? Hold on, let me try that again. Let's see if... No, that is not showing up on OBS. Okay. That's strange. Oh, you know why? Because it's fucking quiet.
Front, left, front, right.
Okay, now I can hear it. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. So, yeah, again, that's quirk with this little mini PC. That's not the fault of Solus. Basically, the mini PC in Linux just defaults to the little 3.5mm jack in the back instead of the HDMI port. And that, again, that's just a quirk of this mini PC, which is a GMK Tech Nuckbox G3. Okay. So we got that. Bluetooth. And of course, this is where you can do all lock the screen, log out, and all that. And you can just click elsewhere to, get rid of that. So for widgets, we just have a calendar, notifications. Oh, okay, I could have done that from here. Yeah. And I'm sure somebody's like, oh, they copied Windows 11. This was long before Windows 11. Actually, I think this might look like Windows 8. It's been a long time since I used Windows 8. My old laptop that I first installed Linux full-time on used Windows 8. Well, then it got upgraded to Windows 8.1, and then the big issue I had happened. Okay, Budgie desktop settings. Oh, hey, okay, so there's like a separate... Okay, there's a whole separate app for that. Why is Kaja here? I thought you used Nemo. Okay, so there's Nemo. Why is Kaja here? Oh, God. Oh, God. What happened? Okay, then. All right. So let's get into customization here. Okay, so Materia is the widget theme. Oh, God. Materia compact. Materia dark. Dark compact. What's the difference between Materia and Materia dark? I don't see one. Oh, okay, I see. Ah. Okay, yeah. We'll just leave that on. I like that. Okay. So, desktop. Fuck desktop icons. I don't like them. I don't like, oh, hey, virtual desktops. Yeah, 4 is a good number. That's a good default number. We won't change any of the fonts or anything. Okay, so widgets. This is for the Raven menu. Can I add a widget? Oh, there's not a whole lot here, but yeah, and oh, hey, okay. Yeah, I don't know where you can get more. Oh, what if I... Okay, so you can have it set to the left even if the button's over here. But when it's automatic, it just goes over here. Okay. And then, of course, you have notifications. Then you have Windows. attach modal dialogues to windows. So that's like you saw the one earlier where it kind of moved with the window. That's what a modal dialogue is. Center new windows on screen. Disable nightlight mode when windows are full screen. Nightlight mode basically just alters the color temperature of your screen so that it's easier on the eyes at night. You know, mutes the blue lights and makes the screen more red tinted. You can pause notifications when windows are full screen. Automatic tiling, so that's like the window snapping like that, or that, or that. Okay. Enable window focus change on mouse enter and leave. Okay, so as you can see, this window has focus. If I let's just do celluloid. So now this window has focus. Now this window has focus, you can see. So if I enable that, it just automatically focuses when I mouse over. I'm just going to leave that off. I'm not sure if I'd like that or not. Unredirection, what's that? Okay, we're just going to keep that enabled. It says to keep that enabled. Show all windows in tab switcher, so like alt tab. How do I move to a new desktop? I know the gnome is like control alt and then yeah, okay. All right. So if I open up the file manager over here and then control alt left over here and then alt tab. Right now it's just showing these, but when I turn this on, it shows the file manager in the other desktop. That's a nice little animation. Yeah, I do like that, so I'll leave that on. Okay, bottom panel. Can I move this? Yeah, we got it on top now. You can also have it on the left or right. This works because the little is this the system tray or no? Okay, the icon task list here it doesn't use any letters. Oh, you just click on and show settings. Okay, you can restrict to workspace. So hold on, hold on. I need to add a fucking desktop switcher applet. A lot more widgets for one of these. So what do you mean it's built in? Oh, it's built into the fucking desktop. And if you want to move that, you just go down to here, select it, and click this down here. Yeah, it looks a little funny. But I can scroll to switch workspaces, so that's good. Yeah, it looks a little funny. Okay. There we go. Okay, I guess not. Nah. I guess just don't show it at all. System tray, you can't really do much with system tray either. But yeah, it just goes all the way over here. Notifications. No settings available for that. This is just for icon spacing, user indicator, clock, and of course the Raven trigger. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep this at the top. Oh, and it still looks kind of like hell. Oh well. What is... Oh, okay, that's the file manager. That's why. Icon just doesn't fit with the background of the thing. So let's go back to applets. What can we do here? Settings. Okay. right, but yeah, this is a pretty intuitive way to customize your stuff here. Tell you what, this is something I always try to do. Let's try a Unity style layout. I'm sure some people are rolling in their grave when I say that, even though they're alive. They're rolling around to make up for when they do die. Yeah. Okay. Not a whole lot of interesting applets. I think this yeah. What's caffeine? Okay, prevent the system and screen from sleeping. And then just a few indicators. And then you have places, show desktop button. Actually, that might be useful. Add. And then just move it down. I want it next to the next to here. Okay. All right. So settings. Can this auto hide? Yeah. Okay. Tell you what. Let's do. I'm not going to trash it because that's my only one. Create new panel. Okay. And we can keep it down here, or we can move it to the left, which is what I'm going to do. Okay. And then we're going to have, what is this? The window list. Where's the window list? Okay, you know what? We're just going to add a bunch of things. We're going to add a workspace switcher. Okay. Okay, I promise we're going to make this look really good here soon. Icon task list, that's what it is. And we're going to in the menu. Budgie menu, there it is. Okay. Okay, and then top panel, we're gonna delete these. Fresh can. Yes, remove applet. Yes, remove applet. And oh shit. Yes, remove applet. And you know what? We're gonna remove this too. And we're gonna go to the left panel and add the show desktop button over here instead. If I can find it. Where is it? Where is it? Oh my god, where is it? Show desktop, show desktop. Oh my god. There we go. Okay. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. Okay. I'm gonna do this. And okay. Okay. Yeah, we got this. Yeah, okay. And we're gonna up the size like a lot. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Okay. Automatically hide. Intelligently. Okay. And then, ooh, transparency. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's just have it always be transparent. Yeah, there we go. Workspace switcher still looks silly though. Why don't we just workspace switcher. Okay, and then we'll just make this look good by... There we go. That's much better. Okay. Let's see here. And we'll go back over here. Fuck. That's not... Yeah, remove. Okay, and then... Yeah, I figure you can, like, soft lock yourself. I think there's, like a keyboard combination to, bring up, like, a launcher. But, like, if you don't know that, you can, like, soft lock yourself by deleting all the panels. Like, soft lock yourself out of your fucking OS. Okay. And let's do... Oh, hey, you can also do, dock mode with, Oh, that's the left panel. Okay. So we're gonna just delete that. Trash can. Okay, remove applet. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Pretty dang good. That's strange, but okay. All right. Yeah, okay, just as I thought. All right, I pressed the super key because I was like, I wonder if there's like an expo mode or whatever. No, there's not. And you can, of course, choose what comes up when you start your computer. So, yeah, let me see here. Is there anything else? That I wanted to... Oh, yeah, I did want to try. Let's move this down to the bottom. And put it in dock mode. Okay, yeah. And then we can just put the menu up, the one menu up here, and the show desktop back up here, and just have this as a dock. But yeah, I think I'll just stick with this. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think that looks pretty good. I like this layout. I always make this layout when I use the computer. Either that or it's like with a dock down here, or at least a launcher bar down here. So yeah. I don't know what it is, but like when it looks like Windows, it just, I don't know, it kind of bothers me. I don't know why that is. Maybe that's just me. But yeah, real quick before we go, I do want to show off the Software Center though. This is the Software Center. Back in the day, I fucking loved this thing. Actually, it seems like there's not a lot. Oh no, these are categories. Okay. So if you go to gaming on Solus, you have console emulators, like all these. And then you hit back up here. Main games collection. Is this where you can get Steam? Yeah, there's Steam. Oh, and Prism Launcher. Prism Launcher is really good. I talked about it previously. It's really fucking good. If you play Minecraft on Linux, Java Edition, of course, use this. Use Prism Launcher. It's really good. And then, of course, Luanti, which formerly was Mindtest. Well, I mentioned that in the last episode on Commodore OS. They didn't change the name of Luanti. They fucking dead named Luanti, the bastards! I can't believe that! They dead named Luanti! Okay. But yeah, let me see here. Actually, let me see if that app I mentioned is still on here. I stopped using it because other distros don't have it in the... Yeah! Yeah! There we go! But yeah, okay, and here are all the dependencies it needs to install. Again, a dependency is just another piece of just a piece of software that another piece of software depends on. See? Dependency depends. Okay, and then password... Also, why isn't this dark mode? That's weird. Do I have to... Hold on. Oh, you can switch your background from here too. Jeez. Okay. Color? Okay. This is for color management, by the way. If you need a color accurate model or monitor, the tools do exist in Linux to calibrate your color accurate monitor. I don't have a tool for that because I don't work in anything that requires my monitor to be color accurate. I'm not a graphic designer, I'm not a photographer, I'm not an artist. So, you know, I don't have one of those devices, and I don't have a color accurate monitor. So, yeah. But at the very least, GNOME has a tool for that, if you do need to do that. And currently, Budgie does too. This will probably... Well, I don't know. KDE might have a calibration for that too. In fact, they probably do. XFCE and Mate, I'm a little more iffy on. Those might not. But yeah. Let me know if I'm wrong about that. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, that was like pretty fast. This worked really well. It didn't slow down or anything. It didn't do anything weird. So this software center is like the only software center I like because it works 100% of the time. I mean, GNOME software and the Discover Store have gotten so much better since before I used Solus, and in between that, that's why I usually like install things from like the terminal, because I don't want to deal with the software centers because they just don't feel good to me. But even now, this software center feels snappy, responsive. It just does what it needs to do, and it just gets out of my way. It's really good. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have to. If I have to sign into my Mal account, I'll just pause the recording. But Trackma. Is this terminal only? Because there was. Hold on. Okay. There was a graphical version of this application. Let's see here. What terminal does this use? Oh, the GNOME terminal. What am I doing? Okay. Pragma. Okay. So we're using my anime list, so MAL. Right. So I do have my anime list. Please don't judge me for my taste. The only things I rated were, I rated Paula Magimatica Magica 10, and then I rated, oh god, there's this awful fucking thing. It's so awful it did me psychic damage. Don't watch it. I rated Tenshi no Drop a 1. I don't even know why I watched that fucking thing. It did me psychic damage, right? It just awful. Don't... It's a stupid 5-minute little short. I think it was one of those things where it's like, oh, you should watch Tenshi no Drop. It's funny, and it wasn't funny. It was offensive. Let's see here. Okay, please go to the following URL with your browser and paste the given pin code there. I'm going to pause the recording for that. I'll be right back. Okay, I unpaused the recording just for a second. So this is like the permission page, and it links to the Trackma GitHub. Yeah, there is a graphical interface. I don't know why, because I used to use the graphical interface. Why isn't this high? Okay, there we go. I used the graphical interface way back when I was using Solus. So I don't know what happened. Why isn't this included anymore? Now it's just the TUI interface. TUI stands for Terminal User Interface, by the way. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna pause the recording just in case, and accept and allow Pragma to access my Mal account. Hold on. Okay, so I pasted it in, and I quit the program so that I could show you this. But if we type in Pragma and type in R1, or remember, so it says R and then the pound sign. My account is number 1, so we'll put in 1. So R1. Okay. Is this even the TUI command? Is this even the TUI version? There's not even a TUI. What the fuck? I don't get it. Okay, that is so weird. Okay, LS. And you can see the shows I'm watching right now. I am going to start campfire cooking today after I'm done with this. Yeah, currently I'm only watching 1 or 4 shows today. That might change. I do still watch Mother's Basement, and I use his ones to watch videos for recommendations every season. And I've gotten a pretty good idea of, like, you know, what I like and don't like, and how to tell what I'm gonna like and not like from his list. And I've been trying to be more mindful of what I watch on you know, on in terms of anime. But yeah, this was a pretty good application if you don't want to just... Nowadays, I just keep a tab open with my anime list on it. But yeah, this was pretty good back in the day, and I hope it's still pretty good. Is this still being maintained? 2 months ago. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good time. That's a pretty good you know, length of time, and so it is still being updated. But yeah, no, yeah, I used to really like this. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you know, I also want to rant a little bit. A while back, I found a user on Mal. I'm not gonna name him. I don't even remember his username, but I found a user on Mal who, his page was like, hey, I'm gonna fucking... His user page said, hey, I'm gonna watch all the anime listed on Mal, and here's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna start in 2020, and for like winter of 2020, I'm gonna do it by decades. So by like decades. So like for winter of 2020, I'm gonna watch the shows that aired in winter of like 1970, 1980, you know, so on and so forth. You know, until I get everything. And I'm just like, are you fucking nuts? And then I was like, okay, maybe he's like going the Digibro route of, like, you know, dropping early and often. And I went to look at his fucking anime list, and he hadn't dropped a single show. There is nothing in his drop list. And I'm just like, what the fuck? How? I don't even... Like, the most I've ever watched in a single season was spring of 2021. A bunch of shows had gotten delayed, and because of COVID, right? And so in spring of 2021, everybody just kind of blew their load all over, like, that season, right? And so I watched a lot of shows that season. I watched 11 shows that season. That's kind of an insane number, but like he's trying to watch everything on Mal, and not everything on Mal is worth watching. Like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that to yourself? I don't even know how he has the time. Somebody else suggested, like, oh, maybe he's like just watching it in the background, but I'm like, does he speak Japanese? I don't know. It's like, but like the only way I can think of that he would have the time and ability to do all this is if he was, like, severely disabled and this is all he had. Like, if this is, like, all he had to do was watch anime, and that's the only thing he could do all day. In which case, I would actually feel kind of bad for making fun of him. But you know, like, geez, that's insane, bro. Fucking insane. Yeah, fucking Malpage was like, yeah, by 2030, I should have everything except the stuff that's still coming out. That's... Bro. Oh, God. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to cover with Solus. So, yeah, let's close the terminal here. Yeah, when Solus 5 comes out, I will definitely be checking it out, and, you know, actually, let's, terminal. What? Oh, okay. Okay, I see. To pin something to the window list, you just hit this star. Okay, sorry, I was dumb. Okay. And let's get rid of these. I never use these. Yeah, let's keep it. Oh, this is updates. And it just links to the software center. Okay. But yeah, so this doesn't really have... So I will leave you on the software center with, this doesn't have absolutely everything, but it did have Trackma still, even though it wasn't the version of Trackma I was expecting. It's just all... Because there was a 2E interface, there's also a 2E interface for Trackma, and there's like a graphical version of Trackma. I remember after getting off Solus, I think I did install it somehow elsewhere, but it was only the 2E interface. And then after a while I tried to, and then something happened and I tried to install it again, and I couldn't get it to install because I had to like install it from pip, and it didn't work, and I just gave up on it, and now I just keep a tab open in Mal. But yeah, yeah, it doesn't have everything, and you know, Solus is such a small player that people aren't going to package specifically for it. But with the next version of Solus, Solus 5, with Solus 5, it's all going to be containers anyway. So I think they're going to use Flatpak, but I'm not sure. But yeah, you can look into that. I think I've yapped enough already. Yeah, we're an hour and 12 minutes in. I think I've yapped enough already. But yeah, really good distro. And hopefully, or at least it was. Nowadays, you know, nowadays, I don't know. I haven't used it long enough to know if it's still really good. The software center's really good, though. I hope they I hope they keep like the underlying software center, because this works really well. Or maybe that's just EO package that works really well. I forget what EO package comes from. Hold on. EO PKG. Evolve OS. Okay. So yeah. So Solus used to be known as Evolve OS, then they changed to Solus OS, and now they're just Solus. But yeah, I really do wish them the best, despite the sometimes rocky relationship that I've had with Solus. Genuinely, I do wish them the best, and I hope they do well in the future. Oh yeah, they got rid of snaps, basically. Oh, okay. They didn't fully remove them, but they're going to remove them eventually, I think. So yeah, yeah, give it a try, see if you like it, see if it works for you. And if you do just want Budgie and you don't want Solus, there is an Ubuntu Budgie flavor. I just wanted to do Solus because I did want to revisit it, one, and two, Budgie is kind of kind of a Solus project, right? So yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe, and please stay tuned for more videos in the future. This Sunday, I'm gonna be making a video about the end of Windows 10 support. It's coming, and if you're still stuck on Windows 10 and you can't upgrade to Windows 11, please, you got to figure out what you're going to do with that, whether it be finagling something with Windows 11, or switching to Linux, or just buying a new computer. And if you're buying a new computer, hey, send your old one my way, will you? I could use some more Linux PCs. All right. Well, we'll see you next time, folks. Okay.